I'm your host, Tyler Rasmussen, and we've partnered up with our friends at Pool Pro Magazine to bring you a monthly news and notes segment on all things pool related. Knowledge is power, and by tuning in each month, you will stay informed on what the public and the industry are talking about. Joining us for these segments is Pool Pro Magazine's editor-in-chief, Megan Kendrick. With over 10 years' experience writing some of the best articles in the industry, we believe she is the perfect person to notify you on what's going on in the pool world that we know and love so much. Without further ado, let's jump into this month's News and Notes episode.
Welcome to your go-to podcast for the pool and spa industry. My name is Tyler Rasmussen.
And my name is Greg Villafania. And this is the Pool Chasers Podcast.
What's up, Megan?
What do you want me to complain about first?
Whatever you want to.
Okay. Well, this isn't a complaint, but after 50 days, more than 50 days, we have a refrigerator.
Nice. I like it. Is it good?
Yeah, the refrigerator is fantastic. I love it with all my heart.
Sweet.
But then our road is a complete disaster, and there's just dust in my house all the time now.
No.
And trucks that make lots of noise.
Bummer.
I know. And also, okay, as someone who lives in a hot place,
Yes.
also, I mean, hats off to all of you guys right now because it is so hot. And
Yeah.
I can't. And you guys are out there all day. And I just...
Right. Hats off to all the pool pros out there, doing their thing in that heat. Cause I agree. It's rough and I'm not out there every day anymore like that. So, but I remember it. I did it for several years. So
I know, man, you guys
killing it out there.
Real American heroes.
For sure. All right, let's jump into this. So a new trend that we're kind of seeing more of lately is these colorful interiors, which is being looked at more of as like a piece of art. So no one has recently done more to inspire people to reconsider what pools should look like than the multi-talented designer and artist Alex Proba. She says, I think there are a missed opportunity in the design and architecture of houses. No one really pays attention to their interiors, which I think is kind of true, right? I mean,
yeah.
For the nicer pools that are using them as design, the interiors are kind of a missed piece of art. So
I think, and those always are so popular. I mean, we see them passed around on the internet in the industry all the time, right? Like if someone does a real work of art type pool, I mean, it gets noticed.
Yep.
It's pretty cool.
Yep. It is. And this article really shows a lot of cool ones that she's done. So
yeah, it's a slideshow worth browsing, yes.
I think a lot of people have probably seen this article going around, but the Team USA artistic swimmer was dramatically rescued by her coach after she appeared to faint in the water during her World Aquatics Championship in Budapest. 25-year-old Anita Alvarez could be seen floating toward the bottom of the pool, apparently unconscious. After completing her solo free routine, her coach, Andrea Fuentes, who previously won 4 synchronized swimming Olympic medals for Spain, leapt into action. In a statement shared with the U.S. Artistic Swimming Instagram page, Fuentes said Anita is okay after the harrowing incident. So I've seen that bouncing around quite a bit with images of her floating in the water. So pretty scary, but seems like he jumped in there quickly. So
yeah, those pictures are insane and super scary. And it was kind of interesting when I was reading about it later because it was like the synchronized swimmers were like, yeah, sometimes people work really hard and they pass out like you do when you're playing any sport, but since it's in the water, obviously it seems like so much more
dramatic. It's rough, that makes it amplifies the fainting.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, just that, the images
100.
of just someone lifeless at the bottom of a pool is terrifying.
Yeah, no.
You want to know a cool industry connection though that synchronized swimmer has to our industry?
Yes.
So, Batista Ramadi, who was the CMO at Pleatco, and he's with Pentair now.
Right.
His daughter, Ruby, is a world-class synchronized swimmer, Olympic level. And she and this woman, Anita, have performed together.
Oh, wow.
In Olympic level events. Isn't that crazy?
That is.
Yeah.
It's crazy how it all ties back.
I know.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. So 1 year after the Surfside condo collapse in Florida, a legal settlement is approved. A Florida judge has approved a $1.2 billion settlement for unit owners and families of those who died in the collapse of a condo tower in Surfside last year. It was finalized 1 day before the anniversary of the disaster, which 98 people died. So that
It's like
took a
full
while
circle.
to go
I feel like
through.
we talked about. Well, I feel like we talked about that the first time we recorded the podcast, right? Because there was so much talk about whether the pool construction had played a part in that, and I still don't think they know.
I think about 20 people paid out into that. So there was several people roped in there. Pool ones that mentioned in there. So maybe they didn't get tied into that, but there was about 20 people.
Well, I think
that
it's early. Like this
out for
is.
that.
Well, and I think this is really fast for this kind of a thing.
It is.
Honestly, you know what I mean? And so I feel like there's probably more to come. But anyway.
The article talks a lot about the
circle.
lawyer and how well he did at moving this forward, and it's a pretty interesting read for sure. But you're right, it's quick for these kind of things, so we shall see. A multi-millionaire businessman was found dead floating in a swimming pool near St. Petersburg in the latest mysterious demise of a member of Russia's elite over the last few months. He's at least the sixth wealthy Russian businessman to die in suspicious circumstances since the start of 2022. Some of them had connections to Gazprom, the state energy monopoly. So I just find it interesting that this is like the sixth one. Like real Russian mafia type stuff.
Is this true, or is this like conspiracy theory? Are we going down like a
I don't know. The article
world tunnel?
Seems like it's repeating motion between several different high-end businessmen. So, but this guy was found with a gunshot wound in his pool, and the gun nearby with a casing in the water. So,
okay.
Seems pretty real.
Yikes.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting that it was in a pool, but
I'm like, any connections here to the swimming pool industry?
any connections? But I grew up watching some of those mobster movies, so it's kind of weird to see it play out in real life a little bit if it's true, and who knows what's behind it, but several bigwigs.
I think we should come up with theories on what we think is happening and put them all over the internet and see how that goes for us.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't want the KGB to. I just finished Stranger Things. I don't want to mess with the KGB.
Good call.
No thanks.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Have you been listening to that?
I almost didn't put that in here just because of that reason. I'm like, I don't know if I want to mention that. But
that's so funny. Have you been listening to that Kate Bush song all the time now? Because I have been.
I have not, but she broke like 5 world records after that.
Yeah.
After this last season, so pretty crazy. But I do like that song.
Yeah,
it's catchy.
It's popped up on my Spotify playlist a few times today, and I was like, oh yeah, this is a jam.
That's awesome. So some good news. I mean, we've talked a lot about drownings here and try to preventing them and things, but this was a good story. So on June 14th, Brad Hasig was swimming with his twin boys and neighbor in the backyard pool, doing breathing exercises underwater when he lost consciousness. 10-year-old twins
breathing
Christian
exercises underwater. That might have been his first mistake.
Yeah, I don't know. He talks about it in that article about why he likes to do it, but yeah, I guess I don't know how you would breathe underwater, so makes sense. His 10-year-old twins Christian and Bryden didn't waste a minute in saving their dad's life. When they noticed him slumped over underwater, he was unresponsive as Christian began running to the neighbor's house looking for help, and Bryden began trying to do CPR on his dad. According to Yahoo, this is what I find pretty interesting because it ties into my era, I should say. I don't know if you were into these movies, but he said he didn't know how to perform CPR, but remembered seeing mouth-to-mouth in movies like Hook and The Sandlot. So he mimicked those moves until police and ambulances showed up. So, see Wendy Peppercorn and Sandlot is inspiring 10-year-olds.
Hey,
still.
I mean, Hook is definitely in my wheelhouse. I loved that movie.
Yeah, Hook's awesome. I don't remember Mouth to Mouth and Hook though, so I remember the Sandlot one, but
Yeah, I guess I don't either.
I'm not sure when that takes place in that movie, but
Yeah.
that's what he said. And I just thought that was kind of cool that, people watch movies and sort of understand it, probably help save their dad's life by putting air in his lungs. So, or in his brain.
Like how I feel like we talk about parents saving their kids all the time, but I like that this time that the kids stepped in a reverse move.
Yeah. Pretty cool. Good news for once. That's for sure.
We had to pull my kid out of the pool this weekend. That was great.
Did you?
Uh-huh.
That's kind of scary.
I mean, everything was fine, but you don't say to a 2-year-old, don't get in the pool until I come back and then walk away like an idiot.
No, don't do that.
So she was on the little ledge and then she stepped off the ledge and, she can't swim. So her little head was just right there. But like literally it was seconds because we were watching her do it. But, it only takes an instant, people.
It does. That's scary. Well, good thing she's all right. So
she's in
that's
swimming
good, but
this week.
there you go. Good move.
Already
all
scheduled,
right.
but still.
Nice. So you just got lucky, but that's cool.
Yeah.
Need that sometimes. Industry news.
Okay, so technically earnings reports for the second quarter are out. However, they're kind of like some of them are out and some of them are not. So we're just going to wait and look at those in August. But
Okay.
I think we should talk about the stock market in general, just briefly, because it sucks, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't really run my life based on the stock market or pay that much attention to it, really. But I feel like for our industry, this is kind of a whole new world, right? Because we've had all these companies go public when things were great and the stock market was great and business was booming and business is still good. Don't get me wrong. These earnings reports I think are going to look fine. However, even with a good earnings report, their stock is still going to go like this because everybody's stock is going like this because that's the market. So
Interesting.
we're just going to see, we're going to see companies make some decisions based on their stock. And it's going to be confusing and it's going to be different for us as an industry to deal with. But they have a different mandate now than they did when they were privately held. And that's their job, is to keep their shareholders happy and keep those dividends up. So it's just something to think about as you watch what companies do over the next couple of months. And just keep in mind, like, oh, that's right. They have to do this because of X, Y, Z, So anyway, I just wanted to mention that.
Yeah, just be on lookout for maybe unique moves you wouldn't have seen before. Sure.
Yeah. Or just like, why would they do that? And it's like, because they got to keep their shareholders happy. That's their job now.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I have only one acquisition to talk about this time. And it's in Australia. And so I don't even know one of the companies. So Maytronics, who we all know because they sell the Dolphin branded pool cleaners. So they bought one of their master dealers in Wales.
Interesting.
Yeah. So thank you to the Splash magazine. They're like the trade magazine out of Australia for that bit of news. Otherwise, I wouldn't have known it because why would
doesn't travel this far.
No, it doesn't.
For sure.
So this was really cool. But so Fluidra, they have installed a bunch of solar panels on their facility there in Carlsbad. So that was kind of a cool thing. They sort of talked about it on, not Earth Day. What was the other one? World Environment Day. They announced that they had put solar panels on their facility, and it looks really cool. They've got this great, drone shot where you can see all the solar panels, and they've got a big building there. I haven't been to their new place yet.
They do. That's good. Good move.
Yeah. So, a Chlorine Genie. We've talked about them before on the podcast, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think
so. So, they're a product made by Ultimate Water, and they have partnered with the Stellar Sales Alliance, a sales team, to help them represent them in Florida and the Caribbean. So that is exciting. They're starting to see some growth. So speaking of growth, Clear Comfort, they make AOP for pools and hot tubs. So they have expanded into several new sales channels. So you can now get their products through Pool Corp, Heritage Pool Supply, Swimline, Blake Sales Association, Blythe Sales, and man, there was a lot on this list. So I was like, wow, man, that's a lot of channels to open up at one time. So
It is.
well, yeah, congrats to them. Sounds like they've got
for sure.
some product and they're ready to sell. So that's exciting.
Yeah, it's good.
And then the Every Child a Swimmer legislation that they got passed in Florida, they are now working on growing it in Mississippi. So slowly but steadily, they're pushing that through state by state.
Nice.
And then finally, the nominations for the PHTA's Neil Lowry grant are open. So those are $5,000 that goes to public health officials or departments who've made outstanding contributions to advance the public's health and safe use of recreational water. So if you service any pools of an area in a health department, you think they do a good job, maybe you should nominate them.
Mm-hmm. It's cool.
Yeah. So finally, there is a new kids book that's out called Just Jump In. It is a water safety book written by a teacher. You can get it on Amazon. We'll put a link to it. Always looking for new resources on water safety. So there is one.
Nice. I like that. I'll have to check that out. It's
Yeah.
cool when things come out like that for resources, especially for kids. So good job.
Yeah, it's
Check it out.
really cool. It's really cool.
Movers and shakers.
Movers and shakers. So this is a big one. Do you remember last time when we talked about Bob Moore retiring from CMP?
Yes.
Well, so Fluidra has hired his replacement, and it is John Viner, who used to be the president of BioLab.
Oh.
Yes.
Wow.
So he has joined
That is a
Fluidra
big one.
as executive VP of commercial, spa, and specialty division. So yeah, that is a big move. Congratulations to John and to Fluidra. I talked to some of them over there and they're very happy to have someone in that position now. So
Nice.
that is great.
It's good.
And then, not that long ago too, we talked about Meg Post becoming the president of Haviland. She is now president and CEO.
Oh, very cool.
I know. Very cool. So that's exciting. Her boss is retiring, and so she is just stepping right on in there. I haven't met her yet, and I'd really like to. I'm excited to do that sometime. Yeah.
Yeah. Good for her.
We have a mover and shaker at Pool Pro.
You do?
Yes.
I've heard.
Yes. So Michelle, who was our managing editor, she founded a nonprofit a long time ago, and it has grown to the point where she needs to do that full time. And so she has sadly left us to go run her nonprofit. Yes, good for her. Happy that she's able to go do what she loves.
Yeah.
But so we have hired James Johnson as our new managing editor. So welcome to Pool Pro, James, and welcome to the pool industry.
Welcome, James.
We broke up our girl gang.
You did. That's
I know. Yes. No discrimination over here at Pool Pro. We hired a man.
And that is definitely mover and shaker. So
right. Yeah. So no, we're excited to have him on the team. He's only like a few days in, so I'm sure he's loving every minute of it right now.
For sure. Cool. What you got in the Pool Pro article for us?
Well, guess who's on our cover this issue?
Javier.
It's Javier.
How did I guess it? No,
I know. I'm so happy.
No, that's super cool.
No. So
Javier's best.
Yes, Javier Payan Pool Service, out in California. He is featured in our At the Shop department. Been in the industry a long time. I've always enjoyed talking to him and seeing him at the shows. He's always got good insights. whenever we need information. And so really happy. This has kind of been a long time coming. So very happy to have him on the cover of the magazine this time.
Yeah, good for him. He's one of my favorites. He runs a really good business. So
yeah,
it's a good one to learn from.
Yeah.
For sure.
And like, it's a good cover too, man. He was like, it's like a blue steel moment.
Ooh,
I'm liking it.
Check that out. I'll have to check it out.
Yes.
Is it out already?
It
Or
is out
coming? Oh, okay.
So yeah, no, it's out. Today was our official launch online. So yeah, definitely they are out in person. You can pick them up for free at SCP and Superior Pool Products locations around the country. You can check it out on our website. Like I said, it went live, and all our social media channels. Or if you'd like to purchase a subscription, there's been a lot of people purchasing subscriptions this week. So if you do want to have us ship an issue or ship a subscription, that's what that's called. Yeah, subscription of the magazine to your home or your office, you can buy one online at poolpromag.com.
I didn't have to ask you that time. Very good. Nice transition.
Thank you.
I like it.
Thank you. I know
like
my transitions have been so smooth this episode, like just really great. So I thought I just, end on a high note.
That one was pretty good.
Thank you.
Good job.
Yeah. I appreciate it.
All right. I'll talk to you next month. Appreciate you.
If you'll have me back.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening. If you'd like to learn more, you can hit the link in the show notes below or visit poolchasers.com. If you'd like to learn more about Pool Pro Magazine, pick up the latest issue at your local SCP or Superior and visit them at poolpromag.com. See you out there, Pool Chasers.